Hi, Jen here from Jen Michelle Coaching, and today I want to talk about flowing in love versus forcing it. This is a common issue where we can just get burnt out on either online dating, dating in general, fixing a relationship that feels turbulent or disconnected. So today I want to talk about flow versus force in any stage of love and relationship. For those of you new to my channel, I would love to invite you to subscribe. I release a video weekly. Number one, really feel into your energy and how you feel inside of yourself. Sometimes we can force something that just is not aligning. We've all been in this situation where it just seems like one thing after another goes wrong. We're stuck in traffic. We didn't bring what we needed. We are trying to force something to happen and we are just not in alignment, not in that flow state, and everything feels really stressful, really tense, really rigid, and just way too serious inside of our bodies. And so if we want to flow and we want to magnetize and we want life to feel aligned and easy and effortless, and we want love to feel this way, it's so important to check in with our energy and to check in with how are we moving through things? Are we up in our heads trying to force an outcome, trying to make something happen? Or are we kind of in our bodies and allowing ourselves to breathe, to feel that sense of stability and grounding? So we're making decisions that are rooted in this alignment-based energy versus trying to kind of cram something through, right? So one thing that happens when we're in force is we clench. We start sort of like holding tension, and sometimes we stop breathing. Like our breath becomes really shallow and we start breathing through the chest area versus the belly. And so these are some common things where you want to just kind of turn inward and notice what's going on within my body here and where can I make some adjustments before I take my next step or before I make my next micro or macro decision. But you're really showing up to that ability to turn inward and assess what's going on so you can be in that flow state versus trying to force something through. Number two, rest and balance. It can feel so good to be productive, to achieve, to get things done. It can feel so good to be in that state that it becomes addictive, that we just want those little hits all day where, oh my gosh, work feels so good. I got this done, I got that done. And we're just constantly producing and doing, and there's no balance, there's no rest, there's no opportunity to reflect and integrate all that's happening in life and love and anything that's going on within you. And so it's really important to allow yourselves to integrate, and that occurs with rest. That occurs with being a well-rounded person, not just someone who's always producing, but getting to know those other aspects of yourself that maybe aren't rewarded in this world or in our sort of doing-based society, but getting in touch with the feeling part of you, the part of you that just wants to exist, that deserves to just be and to allow. And how do you make that part of you, how do you access that part of you? Do you make it wrong? Do you feel guilty doing it? Do you feel like it's not productive, it's not good? So you want to just really be able to give yourself that time to have that balance and those well-rounded aspects of yourself that I've been talking about, so you can really balance the yin and the yang energies and be that person that experiences all of the beauty of life, not just those sort of short hits and those short-term gratifications, but you're able to have that centered and soothed central nervous system where you're allowing yourself to really be deliberate and be in that flow. Number three, when I talk about integration, this occurs through our ability to rest and to process and to receive. And so then it becomes very natural. So you'll immediately begin to notice when you're out of whack or when you're out of alignment. And like so many of the skills that I teach, whether it's learning to be vulnerable, whether it's learning to be honest and authentic and live in your truth, this eventually becomes integrated the more you show up to it. So the more that you can catch yourself on your phone or on your computer or just in that constant doing and say, you know what, I'm going to put this aside and I'm going to give myself the gift of rest, the gift of being, the gift of allowing and unwinding and listening to your body. The more you're able to catch that and honor it, the more this will naturally become integrated inside of you. And so you won't say to yourself anymore, oh, I'm going to practice being vulnerable, or oh, I'm going to practice telling the truth. You will just naturally do it. This will just naturally become a part of you that is easy to access, and it just becomes who you are, because this has always been who you've been. And it's about that rediscovering versus putting on that ego mask and feeling like, who do I need to be today so I'm accepted and loved? And instead saying, who do I need to be that's true to myself? And as you flip this, you bring out more of those soul aspects of who you are, surrendering more and more of the egoic part of you that felt like it needed to show up a certain way to be safe in life. This is a beautiful practice of unfolding. It is really the essence and truth of feminine energy, and it will draw in all of the beautiful things that you desire in this life. If this resonates with you, please check out my website, jenmichellecoaching.com. I have many, many different offerings, as well as a free complimentary newsletter, how to access your magnetic sensitivity. I invite you to sign up for my newsletter to just receive insights from me on a regular basis, as well as my special offerings and newest offerings there too. jenmichellecoaching.com, and I look forward to seeing you all next week. So much love. Talk soon.
I got this feeling I can't describe.